Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Scrap Mechanic on Steam for Microsoft Windows. Scrap Mechanic is an early access sandbox survival crafting building game developed by Axolot Games. The game has three different modes. Firstly, you've got survival, where you're thrown in the deep end and have to survive, gather resources, build houses, vehicles and generally learn everything from scratch. Secondly, challenge mode features 40 unique tasks you have to complete. And thirdly, you've got creative mode, which gives you access to unlimited resources and everything the game has to offer right from the get-go. And the game can be played solo or via an online co-op mode. So, what is the game like to play? Well, it's much like any other survival game in the beginning. Your ship crashes on an island and you're left to figure out how to survive. And be warned, in the beginning you are going to die a lot as the hunger and thirst meters really do go down very quickly. You start off with a backpack, basic tools, and that's it. If you die, you drop your backpack, but you can reclaim those items. You can set a new respawn point when you find a bed in the game world, and your first real task in the game is putting the fire out on your spaceship so that you can access the ship's crafting capabilities. At which point the game focuses more on resource gathering and building. You can chop down trees, break up the timber into small chunks, then refine them into square blocks. Or you can just carry the logs and place them wherever you like. There are robots all around the island and you'll have to fight them off in order to get metal building blocks for crafting more advanced items. So what is the building system like? Well, it's very quick and easy to use, assuming you've got the resources. You can quickly build walls, click and drag the exact size you want, and it's just a pleasure to use compared to many other games in the genre. And you can delete and edit these blocks very easily, so putting in doors, windows or whatever you want, it's very accessible at the touch of a button. You can also place objects and items around your home to decorate it, and eventually you'll be able to paint the walls the colour of your choice. But for me, the one thing that makes Scrap Mechanic special is the mechanic side of the gameplay. You can build unique vehicles such as cars, rafts, aircrafts, or if you're feeling ambitious, you can even make a house with wheels. To build these vehicles, you place your lift on the floor and use the square blocks you've refined to build the chassis. You then need to add bearings for the wheels and the steering columns, which you'll have to connect the engine and the steering wheel to as per the tutorials. Honestly, I did find it a little bit overly complex and confusing at first, even when you follow the tutorials step by step. But eventually I did figure it out, and you do make some mistakes in the beginning and some of the vehicles are a complete mess, but after a while you'll start to work out just how things work. Later on in the adventure you'll gain access to cookbots, refineries and dressbots, where you can alter your outfits and many other technological advancements. But it's not all about building. You'll also need to think about agriculture and farming. You can quickly build a farm, add soil, plant seeds, water, fertilize it, then grow the stuff and eat it. But farming comes at a cost, and that cost is the farm bots. These hostile enemies detect any substantial farming going on and will come to destroy it in regular intervals. So it's kind of like the hordes you'd get in other survival games like 7 Days to Die, for example. Another nice feature is the ability to play co-op with friends, but playing solo was also really enjoyable, and I'd say either is definitely worth trying. So that really sums up survival mode, which is the core of the game. But you also have challenge mode, which I found to be good fun once you know the basics. Creative mode, however, I wouldn't recommend it at first, as it will kind of ruin the discovery element of the game. But if you just want to experiment with endless resources, then that option is there for you. Finally, the game features various tutorial screens and YouTube videos, but it would have been nice if these could have been integrated more on screen during gameplay to speed the learning process up a bit. Graphically, it's a very pleasant experience, and it's reminiscent of games like Fortnite in terms of its colourful approach. The characters look very cool, and in time you can edit their outfits once you have the appropriate station, and the game, there's a day-night cycle. It does look nice, and generally it's a pleasant, nice game to look at. On the whole, the audio in the game isn't that great. The music is fine, but it's hardly ever featured. The sound effects and atmospheric ambience need a lot of work, and it's very minimal and quiet for the most part. However, one cool audio feature is the radio you can find on your travels, which plays a variety of instrumental tracks to keep you entertained while doing your mechanic work. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The game has a very addictive and satisfying gameplay loop. The base building system is very user-friendly. It's great fun designing and creating your own unique vehicles. The farm bot hordes give you a reason to keep building and defending your base. It's as enjoyable playing solo or co-op, and the art style is very nice and colourful. What's bad? Creating vehicles can be a bit overcomplicated. The tutorials could have been more streamlined and easy to follow. The in-game audio is a bit thin and needs a lot of work. Some objects disappear when dropped and they never respawn. The game world is a bit too sparse and empty, and a few more prefabricated structures would have been nice in the crafting system. So, what's the verdict? Scrap Mechanic is an in-depth and comprehensive survival, crafting and building experience. The building system is user-friendly and you can create or edit structures at the touch of a button. The farming aspect is a good addition and it brings the farmbot horde element into the game, and that really gives you a reason to keep playing, keep building, keep defending your land. But it's the mechanic side of the gameplay that gives Scrap Mechanic the edge over its rivals. Yes, it may be a little bit complicated and tricky to master, but it will give you so much satisfaction as you create your own unique vehicles from scratch. I've played a lot of survival games over the years, and this game takes all of the things that make a good survival experience and welds them together. It creates a fun, challenging and unique experience for fans of the genre. The game has massive potential to be a huge hit when it finally comes out of early access, and hopefully it will make its way to consoles in the near future. So overall, it's a quality game with lots of depth that I'd recommend if you've got the time to invest. However, if you're a casual gamer, I don't think you'll get the most out of this game, as it does require a lot of time, patience and repetition to really appreciate the fruits of your labour. So with all that being said, my score for Scrap Mechanic is 8.75 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.